Am I the asshole for refusing to give my baby to my twin sister who has always been the golden child? Hey Reddit, I'm in a really tough spot and could use some outside perspectives. I'm a 28-year-old single woman, currently 7 months pregnant and living on my own. My sister and I are twins, but she's the golden child in our family, always getting special treatment, praise, and the best of everything. Growing up, she was the perfect daughter in my parents' eyes, while I often felt like the overshadowed one. It was like our entire childhood revolved around her being showered with gifts and accolades, while my achievements were downplayed or ignored. Now, she's married and I've heard her husband is great, but they've been struggling with infertility. The situation has now taken an insane turn. Recently, our parents approached me with a shocking proposal. They want me to give my baby to my sister and her husband once it's born because they believe she deserves it more. My heart sank when they expressed this. They argued that since she has a stable home and a family, she is better suited to raise a child than I am, given that Lum, a single mother. This left me feeling heartbroken and furious. I get that they're excited about being grandparents, but I've worked hard to prepare for this baby, and I firmly believe that my child deserves to be raised by me. Sure, I might not be a picture-perfect family in their eyes, but I have love to give, and I can provide for my baby. I thought my refusal would put an end to their unreasonable expectations, but instead, they escalated things. They staged a family meeting where they tried to pressure me further. Mom even went as far as to give me an ultimatum saying, if you don't do this for your sister, we will withdraw all support for you and will stop considering you part of this family. This completely blindsided me, and I was left feeling more isolated than ever. I've since expressed my clear stance. My child is not a pawn in this ridiculous game. I've told my parents I'm not giving up my baby, and frankly, I was surprised that they would ever even ask. But I'm worried that my refusal might permanently fracture our already strained family ties. So, Reddit, am I the asshole for saying no to my parents and refusing to give my baby to my sister? Parents are pressuring me to give my baby to my twin sister because she's infertile and deserves it more. I refused and they threatened to cut me out of the family. Am I the asshole for standing my ground? Update. Thanks for the comments. I didn't expect this to blow up so much. A common theme in the comments is people suggesting me to move or get cameras, which I currently can't do either. I can't get cameras because during the fight that caused me to move out of my parents' home, they broke my laptop and I can't afford a new one yet. I also can't move because I can't afford a new house. I'm still recovering from buying my current one because that was only 5 months ago. Thankfully, however, they don't know where I live. I also forgot to include this, but my sister and her husband live with my parents. Update 2. People keep asking me why I need to be told if I am the jerk and if I need to cut them off. It's because part of me can't help but feel insanely guilty for cutting them off and denying my child grandparents an aunt. Update 3. I have read your comments and decided to cut contact with them. I blocked them all today, and they have been posting about me nonstop on social media. They have most of my family on their side before they made up a story that Elle agreed to carry a baby for my sister and her husband. My family, other than my parents and sister, live a few hours away, so they don't know about the favoritism. Update 4. I found cameras. I found some cheap ones to connect to my phone. And yes, I have talked to my OB and told him that under no circumstances should my parents, sister, or any other person be allowed in. Most of my family have me blocked, so I can't send proof. But also because I have no proof since my parents and sister never talked about the situation on apps or messages. One more thing I didn't include. My baby is a girl. Just thought you guys might want to know. Update 5. Just hit 8 months. Thanks to all of you for the suggestions. Most of you say to file a police report, but I can't. They haven't actually done anything, so there isn't anything I can actually do. Update 6. A lot of you keep saying that I can file a police report for the computer being broken by them. Unfortunately, I cannot. I didn't own the computer. They bought it for my sister. But when she cracked the screen, she was given a new one and they allowed me to use it for schoolwork and other things. So when they broke, it was their property. Update 7. It's been a few days. I have the happiest announcement of my life. I gave birth. I have 2 healthy twin girls. I know Ev's been referring to the babies as my daughter, singular, but her twin has been hiding during every ultrasound. I love my girls more than anything in this world. Thank you to the people saying I can join their families and for all of the support in general. My heart goes out to the supporters, and I will continue posting. However, to all the people claiming it's fake, how would you feel if you put out the shittiest thing in your life and asked for opinions, but all you got was strangers not saying anything but fake food for thought? I will not be replying to most hate comments or comments like this anymore. Back to the positives. In future posted updates, I will be referring to my daughters as Maddie and Addie. Update 8. It's been a while. I've been focusing on my girls and work, so Elle had no time to post. Sorry. I did set up the security cameras and they work great. Unfortunately, they found where I live. I was at work and my girls were at home with a babysitter. I saw on the cameras my sister's car pulling into my driveway. I immediately called the babysitter and told her to double-check that all of the doors and windows were locked, which they were. Then I told her to lock herself in my room, which is the farthest from the door. On the cameras, I saw my Bill walk over to the door, my sister behind him. They banged on the door to get in, but after around 30 minutes when they saw my car, I left work early. They stopped banging and started watching for me, waiting for something. When I got to my door, they demanded that I open the door and let them meet their kids. I told them no, and to leave, which made them angry. They stormed off into their cars, and as they drove off, they were yelling about how you made a mistake, and we will get our kids one way or another. I went back inside, paid the sitter extra for having to deal with that, and immediately ordered more cheap cameras for my phone. After that, I took care of the kids and then put them to bed. And then I went to bed. This was 2 weeks ago. What's my next move? And now for the comments. Please let your OB in the hospital know that this is going on. You might need to be admitted as a Jane Doe patient. The situation is truly horrifying. Best wishes for you and your little person. I also think that OP needs a restraining order against them all because this baby is at risk of being kidnapped. I thought the same thing. They'll try to take the baby away, if not by outright stealing it. Then by calling CPS and lying to get full permanent custody. OP needs to go and see with these people. Break every possible form of contact. I'd be crafting plans to change every humanly possible thing that could connect me to them. Maybe even my name and city of residence. I'd never trust them. I'd even go so far as to file a police CPS report about the interaction myself, so it's on record should they ever try to pull some shit to get custody of the baby. NTA. If your sister deserves baby so much more according to your parents, then the solution is not to rob you of your baby and give it to her. The solution is for your parents to pay for infertility treatments for your sister, including IVF if needed. Since she's the golden child, money should be no object, right? I agree. This seems like something potentially dangerous, and you should contact law enforcement just so it's documented this is happening. They may never talk to you again, but maybe that's a good thing. I'm really sorry you have such insane family members. Best of luck and stay safe.